Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another preview and prediction video. Today I am accompanied again by...
Hey everybody, my name is Austin. Y'all can call me Paul. It's my fourth video and I hope you know me by now. Like I said, don't know much about college football. I love to argue about it. I know enough, and that's what I'm here for.
Alright, good deal. So today we'll be doing the Memphis Tigers. Last season Memphis went 6-6, 3-5 in the American. Kind of a disappointing year from the past couple of years on Memphis, but ever since that, what was his name? Mike Norvell left for Florida State. They've kind of been on a downturn. So, I mean, what can you do? Now, their roster, they have a couple of transfers in that are projected to start. You have a left guard, a redshirt sophomore transfer, Ira Henry coming in from, Florida State. That's kind of ironic. Then, at the linebacker position, Godfrey Canton Aruk, I guess, a redshirt junior transfer coming in from, Syracuse. That's a quality piece. And then nickelback, Ladarian Polk, a sophomore transfer, coming in from Fort Scott Community College. So, some good pieces that are projected to start for them. On the offensive side, you got a sophomore quarterback in Seth Hennigan. He could have some upside from freshman and sophomore. We'll see what happens. You have some senior wide receivers. Your offensive line looks pretty good. Your defense looks pretty veteran. I ain't going to lie about that. So that's probably going to be your strong suit.
I mean, just looking at the roster, I'm seeing a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors. This is a veteran ball club right here. I mean, obviously you got your fresh, young talent scattered about the roster, but we're looking at a very veteran class right here.
Oh, of course. Now, let's go ahead and NASCAR offense our way into the schedule.
And what a start.
Week 1, you go on the road to Starkville to play Mississippi State, who you beat last year on a very badly called kickoff return for a touchdown by Calvin Austin. Sadly, you don't have him this year, so they're not going to have to worry about him. What do you think about this game?
I'm thinking the air raid's too much for Memphis.
I totally agree.
You know, at the end of the day, it was, whether the call was right or not, it was still a close game last year.
It was.
That was one of their... I mean, Mississippi's growing into this air raid is what they like to call it.
Yeah.
I love Mike Leach. I'm going to give it Mississippi State on this one.
I agree. Totally agree. Week 2, you have another back-to-back road game against Navy. Now, it's hard to play 2 back-to-back road games, but thankfully, you've already got the loss locked down, so you can focus on getting a win here against a decent ball club in Navy. They love to run the triple option, but, I mean, you have enough talent to where it's not going to matter, so I think you get the win here against the midshipmen.
Yeah, I mean, you got Navy scheduled very early in your season. You would like to have these triple option teams early while you're still, your motivation's high. You can make time to work against it. I think it's going to be a very easy game for Memphis.
I agree. Week 3, you go on the road to the Fighting Butch Lyle Joneses against Arkansas State. You have them at home, I'm sorry. And I think you get a win here. Arkansas State was terrible last year. Butch Jones, can he get everything turned around? We'll have to see.
I don't think he will. I think it's a very easy game for Memphis. Arkansas State is got a stature of being a very bad football team. I think it's going to show this next season.
We'll just have to see. So you're 2-1 before you stay home to play North Texas. It was a pretty good ball club last year.
Which is a great opponent. North Texas made a name for themselves. Beating Arkansas recently. I think that was their biggest.
2018.
Yes,
yep.
That was their biggest game right there, and they've continued to have a good program. I think I'm going to give this one to North Texas.
I do too.
A lot of good talent on that side of the ball for them.
They beat a good UTSA team last year in a blowout. So, I mean, they're capable. And I think with a kind of nose-diving team like Memphis, I think North Texas gets an easy win here. Mm-hmm. So, you're 2-2 before you play Temple. And I think you get an easy win here.
I think this is an easy win for Memphis. We just talked about in our last video. Temple is not looking to have a great season. Very young, program in general. New head coach. Don't have everything figured out by now. I think Memphis is going to have a pretty easy go-around about Temple.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was close going to the fourth quarter or if it was a blowout. But, I mean,
either way, I think, Memphis slides by.
Next, you have Houston. And I think Houston's just a buzzsaw waiting to just destroy you. Even though you're at home, Houston's just a completely better team than you are, in my opinion. So,
I mean, from what we've seen from Houston, now we hadn't seen their full schedule just yet, none of it on that, but Well, you have done a video on that, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So Houston, with a team with this stature as Memphis and Temple, I mean, they're just gonna step on you. They're just a better team on
totally
both sides
agree.
of the ball, talent wise. There's not much for room here for a win for.
I agree.
Memphis.
Coming out of this loss, it's going to be kind of demoralizing. You have 2 back-to-back road games. It's so hard
Against 2 great opponents.
Yeah, it's so hard to win these games right here against 2 great opponents. And sadly, I have you losing both these games. You have to go one thing. You have to go from North Carolina all the way to Louisiana the next week, and it's just going to be very difficult for you to win these games. So I got you getting your losing streak to 3 in a row before going to your bye week.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only logical thing for us to sit here and look at these names, and you don't even have to be a football fan to know they don't really stand a chance against Houston or East Carolina. The talent just is outshining them at this point.
Yeah, you could make it a close game with Tulane, but I mean,
It looks hard. I mean, Tulane, even with the season they're about to have, at a very mediocre pace, but I think Tulane also has a little bit of an edge on the talent. You're just getting outshined right here in this stretch, and it's going to be demoralizing just because of that fact, but it's 3 hard losses.
I agree. Coming out of your bye week, you have homecoming against UCF. This is going to be a tough game. I could see you making it a close game with the Knights just because of your defense, but I do think UCF, with Gus Malzahn's offense, comes out in the end just with how tricky his offense can be at times, especially in the second year with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think UCF, with the year they're going to be a very highly looked at football team. Now, there's several things that will go into this game. One's being homecoming, a lot of energy. Heads are high. We want to win this game. Sadly, UCF does have the pieces they got, and let's say this game does get close, which I think it will. Gus Malzahn's he's just going to be a veteran. They got veteran players over there. I think UCF squeaks by in a close game.
I agree. Then you have your last 3 games. First off, you have Tulsa. They're kind of a die at Houston. I think you stand a better chance against them, especially at home. This is kind of a coin flip game for me. If it was in Tulsa, I'd probably give it to the Golden Hurricane. But since it's in Memphis, I think it's going to be a field goal game to win it for the Tigers.
And now here is our first disagreement right here. I'm going to give it to Tulsa, and here's why. You're looking at a stretch where you just lost 4 to 5 in a row, considering how that Temple game goes. At least 4 in a row, you've lost. The tank is empty, and Tulsa's going to come out looking good. I mean, their talent's about the same. I might give the edge to Tulsa, but I'm going to say it's about the same. I think Tulsa grabs this game just based on morale in the locker room for Memphis.
That's totally fair. I can see where you're coming from. I just think that Memphis is too talented of a ball team to just completely collapse.
Yeah, I can see it.
Next up, they play North Alabama. They should stomp them easily in Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
There shouldn't be much room for error here for Memphis. I think North Alabama really don't stand much of a shot against a team of their stature. I mean, that's logical. I think Memphis runs away with this one pretty easily. At home, you really don't have a good excuse to lose this game.
I agree. Then you have your final game at SMU in Dallas. And I think you pull off the upset of the year in the American, beating the Mustangs in Dallas to kind of destroy their, maybe even destroy their New Year's Six game hopes right here. So that's.
I mean, there's a lot that'll go into this game, and it really, I'm gonna be honest, it depends on what you do against Tulsa. You beat Tulsa, and then you blow out Alabama. You're
North Alabama.
Don't get that confused, okay? So you beat Tulsa, you blow out North Alabama, and you're going in this SMU game wanting this win. You want it. Your morale's high. I think this could be the upset of the year. I can definitely see it happening.
I agree.
A lot of things happen in Dallas, Texas. This could be the one.
So there you have it. I personally have Memphis going 6-6, making a bowl game with a big upset over SMU and Tulsa. My associate here has them going 5-7, with our only different game being against Tulsa. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you disagree with both of us, let us know down in the comments. If you agree with both of us, let us know, or agree with one of us, let us know. But anyways, have a great day, and go Dogs.